at the end, singing with grace in your hearts. It a beat me, but it have a beat to it. Sing it. Hello everyone. Well, welcome back. Today you were here yesterday for the launch. If you were not, and it's your first time watching, welcome. Thank you for joining me rather. Well, you want to see what happened yesterday? I have a quick recap for you. All right, and after that, today's challenge will be next. Each day, I have a verse of the day, which I will post in the previous video. And in this one, I had posted Colossians 3 verse 16. And then it's my task. My task is to memorize that verse and say the memory verse the next day that I'm having my devotions. All right. I've studied it. I am going to cover my face with a blindfold, and just to make sure you can trust me, I'm not peeking, right? And I'm going to say Colossians 3 verse 16. That's the memory verse challenge, okay? Hands free. All right, I'm going to cover my face. I hope you can hear me. Colossians 3 verse 16. Let the word of Christ dwell richly in you, in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing in grace with all your hearts. All right, so that's how that went. Reverse challenge day number 1. How do you think Auntie Karen did? Well, if you're ready to see if she does better today, stick around. Coming right up is day 2 of the memory verse challenge. And to see that video in full, I'll put the link in the description. You can go and watch, especially the post-mortem, her view of how she thought the challenge went. That was quite fun. Oh, it's a hot day today. How are you, everybody? Well, I'm getting ready for my memory verse challenge and I'm rehearsing. It's not really hard. This one is not hard today. Just a few words. But it's hot today, man. Ooh, it's 87 degrees in Manchester. How is it where you are? All right, so let me see if I remember this. Okay. All right, ready? Ready? I'm ready. All right. Cover. All right. No, my hands are free. No hands. Okay. The one is my phone is. The other hand is holding the phone, and I have my fan because this is pressure. All right. Let's go. For with Christ nothing shall be impossible. Luke 1 verse 37. Got it right? See if I can remember yesterday's one. Let me see. Yesterday, how that gone out. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing with psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts. Colossians 3 verse 16. I want to make it right today. Yesterday I had a few errors, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and repeat the previous one, the previous day's Remember Verse challenge, and then I will say the new challenge to see if I can remember them all. Well, that's going to be quite a test, isn't it? But let's see how well Auntie Karen can do on this one. Jesus. Let me get them. I made some mistakes. It's for with God, nothing shall be impossible. God, not Christ. God. For with God. For with God. Get it into your head. And the other one from yesterday, boy, look like I made more mistakes. If I got 95, I would have get 80 today. Because I forgot to say the end part, to the Lord. So it should have been, let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another. I forgot the one another today. One another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs. Or is it with psalms? I'm going to study it all over again. So with psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing in grace with all your heart to the Lord. Boy, the pistons not firing in Auntie Karen brain today. This is a brain stretcher, but this whole point of this exercise is to help me to retain my memory, because you know sometimes as you get older, you can lose, you know, value of memory, and trust me, it is so much chaos going on today in this world that boy, it's hard to remember anything. Sometimes it's hard to remember which day of the week it is, but so it's very good that you keep those white matter, you know, those brain white matter, you know, rejuvenated and energized so that they can fire, right? Especially as you get older. But you don't want to lose your memory. That's very important. So this is one fine way to retain your memory, by reciting the scriptures. Thank you again for joining me. And I hope you had fun at my expense. But tomorrow, I'm going to come better. No mistakes. None. None whatsoever. All right. Trust me. Leave a comment below. Tell me how much you would score me today. And leave an encouraging word. I read every comment and I evaluate. Thank you so much, empty nesters. Do have yourselves a wonderful day. Keep cool. Stay out of the sun. Take two. I have to try this again. I can't let you go and I don't get it right. Colossians 3 verse 16. All right, let me rehearse it and then I'm going to turn over the phone and try it one more time. Come back. Teaching and admonishing one another in psalms, singing with grace in your hearts, singing with grace with grace, with grace. In Psalms, with grace. Those are the two troublesome parts, man. In Psalms, singing with grace in your hearts. Yeah, those are the parts that's punching me, man. All right, let me try one more time. Word of Christ dwelling you richly in all wisdom, teaching and teaching and admonishing. Teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms, in psalms, in psalms, in psalms, in psalms, in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing psalms, in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord, to the Lord, to the Lord, to the Lord, to the Lord. I must get your head go, I bet. All right, turn it over. Okay. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing in grace, singing in grace with your hearts to the Lord. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord. And let me see. Let me play it back and see if I got that. Take 3. The part at the end, singing with grace in your hearts. It a beat me. But then I beat to the singing with grace in your hearts. I'm going to do that and do. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom. Start again. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts. Colossians 1:16. Oh, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Have you subscribed yet? Well, today I want you to help me double the numbers. How many subscribers do I have now? Let me check. It's no need to get more, man. So let's get you signed up now. I'm putting 30 seconds on this timer. 30 seconds on this timer, and before the timer stops, I want you to tap that red subscribe button. Okay, here we go. Man, that was quite an obstacle race. That certainly felt like that. Today's challenge has certainly tested not only my resolve to get to the finish line, but to strive for a finish that would put me on the medal podium. Despite the starts and stops, in the end, I did hit that stubborn target, didn't I? Because we said the race is not for the swift, but for who? I want you to finish that one in the comments for me. Beloved, I hope the lessons of this fun Bible game were not lost on you. If anything, they reminded me of a few scriptures in the Bible that as Christians striving for the kingdom, we do well to remember. These key traits that I hope I effectively demonstrated today in this memory verse challenge, namely perseverance, endurance, and steadfastness, are critical for us to cultivate if we intend to finish this challenging Christian marathon. Before you go, allow me to drop these nuggets. Nugget encouragers from the Word of God into your pocket to strengthen your own resolve and resilience as you run your personal race daily. 1. Hebrews 10 verse 36 reminds us, and I quote, "For you have need of endurance, so that when you have done the will of God, you may receive what's promised." And what were we promised? Well, Matthew chapter 24 and verse 13 tells us succinctly, and it says, "But the one who endures to the end will be saved." Finally, I leave James 1 verse 12 with you. James says, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life which God has promised to those who love him." And finally, remember today's challenge verse. It said, "For with God nothing shall be impossible." Luke 1 verse 37. Empty nesters, friends, never give up. Stay steadfast like Daniel in your fiery trials. We have an ever faithful friend who shows up on time every time. And he will help you smash through every challenge in your race as long as you keep your eyes on the promised prize and never lose hope. Saints, press along, press along. Well, thanks for keeping me company again today. Join me for another challenge tomorrow. As my older folks used to say in Jamaica, walk good. This is Auntie Karen signing out of Memory Verse Challenge Day 2.